now.
I went to Couch's Corner.
That translates to, in English, welcome to Couch's Corner. Try again. Say, welcome to Couch's Corner.
What is that? How's the corner?
Wow. All right. We got some work to do with him if I'm going to take him to Hollywood. All right. Episode 2 here. I'm on. Hey, say, hi, Uncle Frank.
Hi, Uncle Frank.
Okay, Frankie's team. And say, Frolick my balls.
Frolick my balls.
The team name, Frolick my balls. One of the best in the league. All right. We're going to go over the same we did with Lipper's team. What I would do if I were you. And man, oh man. This team is an absolute train wreck. And I know, Frankie, you want to start over, but not even sure where to go from here. You need a serious overhaul. You need to start dealing and wheeling and stealing, because you have a disaster of a roster. All really good players, respectively, on their team. And good hockey players, but for our league, it's a different story. I think it's a bunch of ragtags. You maybe have the Mighty Ducks before they get their new jerseys, and they're all wearing, you know, the magazines as pads and all that stuff. They have potential, but it's pretty ugly. So here's what I would do with your team, guys. I would deal, guys. I would keep. Wow. And Pecorine. And Pecorine. Rene is your man. He's the cornerstone of your team. He's been playing well. Lundqvist, you gotta deal that guy before he turns 80. Get off the screen with this guy. He doesn't play hockey this one. I abuse my kid when it comes to fantasy hockey. Hey, beat it, Brooklyn. No one cares. What does he have to say? Say, Lundqvist sucks. He's old. He's old. He should have been out of the game years ago.
Years ago.
All right. So, guys, I mean, you got a lot of really good players, but none that are like, I don't know. Simmons, that's a good trade I thought you made, but he's on the fourth line. Come on, buddy. All right. Move away. Go play in your sandbox.
No.
And kids just ruin fantasy hockey. Oh. So Latour, oh, we're gonna fight. All right, Couture, I like a lot, but fantasy value wise, he's hit or miss. He's one of those guys that has a big game or doesn't do jack shit. You know, I'm just looking at his past 5 games: 0.4, 1.2, 1.6, 0.8, and then you got 5.4. You're gonna lose all your stuff, bud. Sorry for the interruptions here. Langenskog, another amazing player I want on my team, and I think he got axed off of the big line there. I don't know why they would do that. That's insane to me why they would do that. They just won 5-1, so I guess they know what they're doing more than me. It's just sad. I love that line of hold on a sec. Hey, put it down now. I will beat your bum. Down now! No. I'm joking, buddy. But don't throw it at me, okay? Come on, look at the mess you're making. Frank, you know what I'm talking about. The only way I leave this in is because you're a dad with, you know, a bunch of crazy kids too. Oh, I know, and then it makes it all work better. All right, so you understand. This is your episode, buddy, so I wanted to put some kids in there to really, you know, make you feel at home when I rip on your team. It's okay. It's okay. Say it's okay, Frankie. Say it's okay, Uncle Frank.
No, I'm proud.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know what that means. You just agree a lot. Langenskog, Wilson, Manta. These are all just good players. Simmons, my advice to you, and I know some people don't watch, deal that guy and get some young stud. Because that guy, I think they're obviously leaning towards that Kronecki guy with playing with the top line. He'll play some power play, but nothing crazy. Doughty's a guy you got to hang on to, and hug and nourish, because he's your D-core cornerstone here. Frankie, I got to ask a question, man. How'd your team get this bad? I feel like you're a good guy, and that's the problem here. You're like, I don't want to make anyone feel bad by dropping them. Riley Smith is Frank Doyle in fantasy hockey. I just feel he looks like just the most, wholesome guy in the world. The most best, purest person I know is Riley Smith, and I'm glad you have him. And I would take him on my team. He's a good guy. So hang on to Riley Smith. I think the Vegas Knights are onto something. Or deal him to me and get more than he's worth. This is what you have to do, Frank, in my opinion. Deal Lundqvist this year before the year is over. Get some value from him. Get a young, good player that gets lots of fantasy points. You maybe keep Riley Smith or deal him while his value is really high. Eberle, deal that guy while his value is semi-high. Nemskakov? Can you say Nemskakov?
I want to.
He doesn't want it. I don't want him either. I don't even know how to say it. I think he's done because he just went to the Rangers, and that's just unfortunate for you. Doughty, big time keeper, and that's it, man. Simmons, you gotta deal Simmons to someone that's just gonna pay way more than he's worth. Same with Langeskog. You can't keep these guys, man. You got to buckle down, trade 2 or 3 of these guys, Zuccarello and Simmons, get a great keeper out of him, right? You don't want to what?
No, I want to be yo.
You want to keep him?
No, yeah.
You can keep him. Okay, he's saying keep Simmons. I disagree. But what I'll say to you, Frank, is you need to, prioritize a little better. Fantasy hockey's got to jump up on your list about 10 notches into that's your biggest priority above the kids. That's what I do, as you can tell. Hey, that is doing fantasy hockey. Leave me alone.
No.
See how that works, Frank? You gotta set the tone early, and that's how I do fairly decent. Oh, I'm sorry, but I was just kidding around. I'm so sorry. Now I feel bad. Don't call the cops. All right. So retool your team, man. Unload for draft picks. You got to attack this draft too in a serious way. Rene, use Lundqvist as bait. Riley Smith, maybe. But unload these guys. These are your guys you got to keep and hang on to, and then the rest you got to trade. Rene, keep. Doughty, keep. Simmons, you got to trade at high value, and Couture, you got to deal at high value. And the rest, you gotta unload, man. You gotta unload this great team on paper, terrible team on fantasy hockey in Fantasyland. All right, say bye, Uncle Frank. Miss you, buddy.
Bye, Uncle Frank. I miss you, buddy.
All right, Coach's Corner out. Peace sign.
Sign.
Peace in the Middle East.
Peace.
We'll see you later.